Can you hear me? Hello? 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 Okay, good, it works. All right, welcome everyone to the World 120 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, or Lowe's Motor Speedway. And before we get started, here is our starting grid for tonight. Um, so starting on pole, we have the number 24 of Jeff Gordon in the AARP Drive to End Hunger Exalta Chevrolet. Alongside him is Tony Stewart in the Office Depot number 14 Chevy Monte Carlo. Behind them in third is Carson Hocevar in the number 77 Ziegler Auto Group Chevrolet. And next to him, the 11 of Denny Hamlin in the Pontiac Grand Prix, sponsored by FedEx Express and Progressive Insurance. Row 3, we have Jimmy Johnson in the Lowe's for Pros 48. Alongside him is the number 6 Valvoline Ford Taurus of Mark Martin. And now behind them in row 4, we have Dale Earnhardt Sr. in number 3 Goodwrench Chevrolet Monte Carlo. And alongside him is the 99 of Carl Edwards in the Aflac Health Insurance Fastenal Ford Taurus. Behind them, Bobby Labonte, the 18 Interstate Batteries Pontiac Grand Prix. Beside him is Richard Petty in the number 43 STP Dodge Intrepid. Now behind them, we have Greg Biffle in the number 16 Freedom Ford Taurus. Next to him is Jamie McMurray in the number 1 Cessna Textron Aviation Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Behind them, Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 88 Mountain Dew Chevrolet, and alongside him, Kyle Larson in the number 42 Target Chevrolet. Bill Elliott in the number 94 McDonald's Ford Taurus. Alongside him, Martin Truex Jr., the number 78 Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet. Behind them, Sterling Marlin in the number 40 Dodge Intrepid, and alongside him is Kurt Busch and the number 97 Sharpie Newell Brands Ford Taurus. Behind them, Kevin Harvick, the number 4 Hunt Brothers Pizza Ford Taurus. Alongside him is the number 45 of Tyler Reddick in the Pontiac Grand Prix, sponsored by Jordan's. Next up, we have Kyle Busch, the number 8 M&M's Chevrolet. Alongside him is the number 5 of Terry Labonte in a number 5 Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet. And then behind them, we have the 12 Ryan Newman Alltel Landline Wireless Telecom Dodge Intrepid. And alongside him, the number 2 Rusty Wallace, the Mobile One Ford Taurus. And behind them, Clint Boyer, the number 33 Cheerios Monte Carlo. And alongside him is Casey Kane, number 9 Dodge, Dealers Dodge. Chase Elliott, the number 25 Napa Chevrolet. Alongside him, Christopher Bell in the number 20 Bream Pontiac Grand Prix. Next up, we have Matt Kenseth in the number 17 DeWalt Ford Taurus. And next to him is the number 21 of Ryan Blaney in the Ford Motorcraft machine. And we have Brad Keselowski, the Castrol Edge BuildSubmarines.com Ford Taurus. Alongside him, Michael Waltrip, the number 15 Chevrolet Monte Carlo, sponsored by Aaron's. And this is the Dream Machine, which unfortunately had a nightmare qualifying session. And finally, to round out the field, we have the 22 of Joey Logano, who had an even more nightmare qualifying. He starts at the very back. And now, let's get this race underway, shall we?
Drivers, to your...
Now here they come to the green flag. 120 miles here in Concord, North Carolina. Green flags in the air, and we're racing here. Jeff Gordon, he's trying to clear Tony Stewart here as they come out of turn 2. He's going to clear him, I think. Go through the field. So far, clean. Gano already making progress through the field. And here they come down the front stretch. And they go 3 wide here near the front. Nope. So far, still cleaning again. And Jeff Gordon is clear of Tony Stewart for the lead. He's trying to pull away. Stewart in second, Hamlin in third, Jimmy in fourth. Dale is going to try to take fourth, though. And here comes Dale into turn 1. Johnson trying to make that outside lane work. The inside is still the preferred lane, however. He's going to clear him. And now Labonte and Greg Biffle are going to try to make quick work of Jimmy Johnson as well. Now further back, Richard Petty being overtaken by Bill Elliott. More battling back here. So far, clean racing, unlike last week, where they wrecked in lap 1. I believe in turn 1 as well. Now here comes Sterling Marlin to the inside of Martin Truex Jr. Clear him. He has the inside lane, but he is struggling to clear him because Truex keeps getting that run back on the outside lane as they exit the corners. I think he might clear him here, though. You'll see, he's clear. Truex is going to slide in between him and McMurray. Is Truex going to try to do the crossover? He does. He gets to the inside of Sterling Marlin now. And I believe we have a battle up here for the lead as well. Or nope, not for the lead. Denny Hamlin here. Can he clear him? Here we come to turn 1. Biffle had the lift there. He didn't have the grip. And now Hamlin, he's going to have to run out of the corner. Here comes Dale Earnhardt to the inside of Jeff Gordon. This is for second. Earnhardt's not clear yet. Here comes Bobby Labonte. He's going to join the show now. And Earnhardt, I believe, is clear of Gordon, but Gordon is under fire from Bobby Labonte for third place now. Earnhardt clear of them. Stewart still clear for the lead. And Bobby Labonte has cleared Jeff Gordon for third. And Denny Hamlin was unfortunately not able to catch up to them. A little further back, Mark Martin making a move on Jimmy Johnson. This is for 7th. Carson Hocevar just behind them, ready to take advantage of the opportunity ahead of him. Bill Elliott to the inside of Dale Jr. now. He gets a shove from Harvick. Down the backstretch they go. Jimmy Johnson pulling away. Carson Hocevar tries to make the outside lane work. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the momentum. Dale Jr. is now going to try to take advantage of this. Unfortunately, he can't do it. And Harvick, I think, trying to make a move here. He gets to the inside of Bill Elliott. Can he clear him? And unfortunately, he can't. And here we come to turn 3 and 4. Harvick is clear of Bill Elliott, and now Bill Elliott under fire from Carl Edwards in the number 99 Affleck machine. Unfortunately, he can't do it. He can't make the pass here. Had to check up a bit. I think he got a bit loose. And now here comes Harvick to the inside of Dale Jr. McMurray trying to make a move to the inside of Richard Petty here. He can't do it though. Now Harvick, he's going to clear Dale Jr. And so far, fastest lap of the race to the 18 of Bobby Labonte, 33.437 seconds. And Busch make the move to the inside of Jamie McMurray. Not yet. I think he's trying to draft with him to catch up to the 43 here. Harvick now to the inside of Carson Hocevar. This is for 9th place. I think he's going to clear him here. Hocevar is going to fill in the spot here. And a little bit up ahead, we have Mark Martin against Jimmy Johnson here. Here they come, down the backstretch. Which way is Harvick going to go? Who is he going to push? He's going to stick with Mark Martin here. That puts Jimmy Johnson in an awkward situation. Mark Martin is clear now. Harvick battling Jimmy Johnson. That is a battle for 8th place there. And they check up a bit. Jimmy Johnson, I think, got a little bit loose as they entered turn 1. That just stacked up the whole field there. And now, Truex to the inside of Edwards. Is Richard Petty going to make a move as well? And I think they have pit stops here. They are making pit stops. Now, I think Busch is going to make a move to the inside of McMurray. McMurray trying to make that outside lane work. Where's Busch going to go? He goes to the inside. He's going to get alongside Jamie McMurray. Truex clear of this battle of 4 cars. Petty alongside Carl Edwards. That I believe is for 8th. And they're going to make a pit stop. Jamie McMurray, he's going to stay out. He and Denny Hamlin so far have not made a pit stop. Hamlin off of turn 2. McMurray now off of turn 2. What's Hamlin going to do? Is he going to make a pit stop here? And I believe he will. Yes, he does make a pit stop. Jamie McMurray, is he going to make a pit stop? He does. Ryan Newman, Christopher Bell. And here come the others. Michael Waltrip, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney are now going to make their pit stops. Remember, Joey Logano started in dead last. So is this worthwhile for him? We'll see here. And here's a bunch of cars coming off of pit road now. And there's Kevin Harvick. I believe he was our leader before the pit cycle began. Hamlin back on the track. And we got a train of cars here. Dale Jr., Sterling Marlin, and Jimmy Johnson catching up to the 11. Jr. to the inside of Hamlin now. Everyone else follows. Sterling's not going to follow though. He's going to go to the outside with Denny Hamlin. Jimmy Johnson's going to lift off a bit. Jr. clear of Denny Hamlin now. Sterling Marlin trying to make a move on Denny. Dale Jr. is clear of these guys. Denny Hamlin holding up Sterling Marlin and Jimmy Johnson here. Is Jimmy gonna make is he gonna make a move to the inside though? He can't. He doesn't have enough speed here on the front stretch. And here we got a battle between Carl Edwards and Rusty Wallace. This is a battle for 14th here. Now, battle between Richard Petty and Carson Hocevar. This is the battle for 18th place. Hocevar didn't have much speed there, and Richard Petty's going to clear him. He's going to try to block Ryan Newman now. Can Newman make a move? Yes, he does. He gets to be inside of Carson Hocevar now. Hocevar is stuck on the outside lane. His car is not fast enough on that outside. And further back, Kurt Busch making a move on Bill Elliott. And Hocevar slides in between Kyle Larson and Ryan Newman for 19th. And McMurray now making a move to the inside of Rusty Wallace here. Here they come into turn 1. He's going to clear him. Jamie McMurray has passed Rusty Wallace for 16th place. And now further up ahead, we got a train of cars. Chase Elliott trying to catch up to them. In this group, we have Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Sterling Marlin, and Jimmy Johnson. Is any of them going to make a move? There goes Truex to the inside of Marlin. Is Busch going to follow? Oh, Truex, he checked up a bit there. I think he may have gotten a bit loose. That's going to check the rest of this group up. And now McMurray and Elliott trying to make a move. Now battle up here near the front. between Harvick, Stewart, and Mark Martin. This is a battle for 5th between the 4 and the 14. And the 4 is going to clear him. And that free car, he is about half a second ahead of Greg Biffle here. And now Biffle closing in on Earnhardt. That gap is now 3/10 of a second, down from the 5/10 it was the previous lap. Still in third, Harvick fourth, Mark Martin in fifth, Tony Stewart in sixth, Denny Hamlin seventh, and now a battle between the two Hendrick teammates, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon. Also a battle up ahead between Denny Hamlin and Tony Stewart. He's not gonna do it though, and I believe Stewart is pitting. He's gonna make a pit stop here, along with multiple other drivers. The 16 and the 3 are going to stay out here. Now, these guys can go about 15 laps on fuel. So they are going to have to make about 5 pit stops throughout this race. 4 or 5, depending on whether they're able to stretch it. Now, a lot of these guys, I think, are going to try to stretch it. They can go probably about 16 laps on their fuel tanks. So let's see. What strategy are these guys going to pull off here? Here comes Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart off of pit road. And the 5 and the 9, I believe, are going to be making their pit stop. So does the 45 Tyler Reddick. Matt Kenseth and Bill Elliott also to the pits. A lot of guys currently on pit road here. Unfortunately, it does not seem like the 22 strategy is paying off very well. He's all the way back an entire lap down. Unfortunately, the 77, he's in dead last right now. Not a good race for him so far. And fastest lap is still Bobby Labonte, 33.437 seconds. He has the fastest car. The issue is I'm just not sure if he's going to be able to catch up to Dale Earnhardt. Because Earnhardt has that second fastest car, and he has that time gap right now. So let's see, can Earnhardt stay ahead of the 18? Because if that 18 gets ahead, there's no way the 3 is going to catch up to him. And I believe the 77 having some issues on pit road. That is the 77. Yep, it is the 77 right now. Having either a very slow pit stop or some sort of mechanical issue. So they're working on the car, I think. There's Christopher Bell, currently our leader. However, with this pit cycle, number 16 should come out on top. Kenseth to the inside of Richard Petty. Is he going to make the move? No, he stays behind him. Remember last week how these guys were wrecking like pretty much every lap? Well, I think these guys have figured out how not to wreck, because now they're driving much more conservatively. They're not as aggressive, I think. And you can see that there's also a lot less pushing and shoving going on. Here's Richard Petty in the number 43 STP Dodge and Tiprid. Currently in a battle with Tyler Reddick. And that is a battle for all the way back in 22nd. Now the gap for the leaders. Greg Biffle has an entire 1 second lead over the 18. And now Greg Biffle to be inside of Kyle Busch. That will put Busch a lap down if he passes him. Busch trying to stay on the lead lap. Now remember, if a caution comes out now and Busch is a lap down, he will get the free pass. He will be able to get his lap back. The issue, he will likely still be a lap down. Now Harvick to be inside of Bobby Labonte. And Harvick make the pass. Labonte has the fastest car. He has the fastest lap. No, he can't. Labonte is going to fall back. He falls back to third. Harvick in second. Busch now goes a lap down to Greg Biffle. And Biffle has a 1.2 second lead over Kevin Harvick. Here we come now down the backstretch. And here's the battle between Earnhardt and Mark Martin. This is for fourth. I don't think Earnhardt's car is handling the right way just yet. And now here comes Mark Martin to the inside of Dale Earnhardt. Oh, we got a crash. What on earth happened? Well, I guess Kurt Busch took a lot of damage. Oh, wow. So I think this started a bit further ahead. Kyle Larson, I think. So here's Larson. He's really slow. Oh, that was a huge hit for Kurt Busch. Just nowhere for him to go. Ignore how the pace car went through to 42. Just ignore that. That's NR 2000 free for you. That was a hard hit. Let's ride on board with the number 97 of Kurt Busch. Go to the roof cam. You can see I guess Kurt Busch anticipated that Larson would go to the outside lane, but Larson anticipated that Kurt Busch would go to the outside. So that was a hard hit. Let's ride on board with Kyle Larson now. The rear cam. I'm surprised that camera still works. Oh, I guess the reason is because it is a rear cam presented by Premium Convention. Now let's ride on board with Christopher Bell. He honestly, good job to these guys for not causing an even bigger mess. Now, to the cockpit cam of Carl Edwards. I'm not sure what happened to the 42. Did he have a tire failure? Because that car just slowed down. Maybe a mechanical failure? Let's watch from the pit lane 1 camera. Let's watch this all unfold. Oh man, you can see right there. Look at the rear view camera of Jamie McMurray and the one. And wait a minute, is that Joey Logano ahead? I think Logano might be a lap down. Okay, well, the game's the one officiating, not me. And green flag back on. Harvick immediately with the move. He has that run on the outside though. Labonte's going to try to make a move to the inside of Dale Earnhardt. Can he do it? A bit of contact there. Earnhardt into the wall. Dale Earnhardt riding the wall here around Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Intimidator, likely with a lot of damage to the right side of that car. He is really slow. Back up to speed now. But he lost a lot of positions. He's down to 6th, all the way from the lead in just one lap. And now he's on the outside lane with his son, Dale Jr., behind him. And Martin cleared free. Nope, the free's gonna have a run. That yellow and black car you see with the white number, the 77, he's 5 laps down. And Earnhardt ahead of Martin now. And Jimmy Johnson cleared the 25 of Chase Elliott. I believe he will here. And now Ryan Newman is going to try to make a move. Not quite. Elliott up the track though, and Elliott's going to have the run out of the corner. Hocevar now making a move to the inside of Dale Jr. Track. Now here we have an intense battle going on between the 1 and the 45 for 14th place, and also between the 40 and the 9 for 16th place. Murray trying to stay ahead. He will. He's gonna clear him. And now Casey Kane all alone on that outside lane. He's gonna try to stay with the 40 though. Can he get the run coming out of the corner? Not quite. Marlin just a little ahead. Can he clear him? He's gonna clear him here. Casey Kane trying to stay alongside him. He goes up the track a bit, and Marlin is clear. He's now battling with Bowyer. further ahead, Dale Jr. alongside Carson Hocevar still. Hocevar very aggressive despite being 5 laps down. He wants to try and still compete. If enough cars can wreck out of this race, he could potentially score points, because only the top 20 will score points. And Bell checking out the one of McMurray that gets 45. 45 is going to try to make a move to the inside of that one car now. And Hocevar clear of the 88. And now we got ourselves some train racing. Are any of these guys going to make a move here? McMurray considering a move to the inside of Christopher Bell. He's not going to do it yet though. He had a bit of a run down the back straightaway. And now, here they come out of turn 4. Who's going to make a move? There's the one. The one makes a move to the inside of Christopher Bell. And he has some help from the 45 of Tyler Reddick. Can he get to his inside though? Not yet. And Reddick now with a move to the inside of McMurray. McMurray going to try to make that outside lane work. And a little further ahead, Carson Hocevar making some ground on the 12 and the 6. Battling 2 cars at once, both of which are on the outside lane. He's going to have help from Dale Jr. Is Rusty Wallace going to push Dale Jr.? Yes, he is. Is he also going to make a move to the inside? No, he doesn't. He plays it safe. McMurray up the track. Bell looking high. And I believe the 45 will have that one car. That one car is all alone on the outside lane right now. Now Christopher Bell to the inside of Rusty Wallace. And they're 3 wide behind them. Or were 3 wide. And now a little further ahead, we have a battle going on between these 5 cars. Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott, Carson Hocevar, and Mark Martin. Hocevar being 5 laps down. And we're going to see some pit stops here. Basically everyone on pit road right now. There's the 94 and the 60. The 60 being last week's winner. He's going to make a move to the inside of that 94 car. And a lot of guys coming off of pit road now. Keselowski trying to make a move to the inside of Jimmy Johnson. And we have 3 wide here into turn 1. Bill Elliott pulls out though. now Brad Keselowski alongside Jimmy Johnson. This is a battle for 7th. Elliott in 9th. He's going to try to push Jimmy Johnson. And Keselowski clears the 48. Now to 94, trying to get alongside him. Are they going to go? Newman to the outside, Elliott to the inside. The two Elliots, Bill Elliott and his son Chase Elliott, among this group of cars battling. In that 18 car, Bobby Labonte, who has the fastest lap still, is almost 3 seconds ahead of the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Now Kevin Harvick, he is known as the closer. Can he make his way back? Can he march his way back to the front of his field? 20 laps to go here, and Harvick is 2.8 seconds behind Bobby Labonte. Here comes Harvick down the backstretch. That gap, it's dropping quickly. 2.6 seconds. Labonte, I think his car just isn't as fast anymore. He may have some handling issues, whether it's tire wear or the car just isn't the same anymore. Something is off with his car. He is not as fast. He may have had the fastest lap, but compared to Harvick, who has now closed it in by another 0.2 of a second. Harvick is an entire 0.2 of a second faster than Bobby Labonte here, and he is catching up quickly. This last upcoming pit stop, if they decide to make it, is going to be crucial, because Labonte is going to have to make sure that that car handles the way he wants it to handle. He cannot continue to drive conservative like this, because the gap is 2.1 seconds. This is why Harvick is known as the closer. Now let's go right alongside. You see a lap car between them. That's Kyle Busch in the 8th. He's Bobby Labonte for his last pit stop of the race. And I believe we have a big group here coming in. Or not. None of them come in. Rusty Wallace now to the inside of the 78. Martin Truex Jr. Now, let's see whose strategy paid off the best. Harvick was pushing it as hard as he could during those last few laps. Other people, though, they may have been fuel saving, tire saving. They may still have enough fuel to make it to the end of this race. Very unlikely, but potentially they do. And here come the rest. A huge lineup of cars coming into the pits now. There's Kevin Harvick making his pit stop. Greg Biffle, one of our former leaders. There's last week's winner, Brad Keselowski, number 60 Castrol Edge, BuildSubmarines.com Ford Taurus. And Labonte is back on the track. Now, where is Kevin Harvick? How far ahead or behind is he? And there's Harvick. There's Labonte passing him. Labonte made the earlier pit stop. Now Harvick, he's going to have slightly fresher tires than he is. I think the Ford may have had a bit of a slower pit stop though. Wait, who's that on pit road? The 77 again appearing to have a slow pit stop here. This has been a very bad race for that 77 crew. They were competitive at the start, but ever since those pit stops, things just haven't been the same. I'm not sure what the issue is, but clearly something isn't working. Now here comes the 18. Still leading this race. The 4, I think, had a very slow pit stop. He's an entire 5 seconds behind. Labonte, I think, has this race in the bag. The only thing that would prevent him from winning this race at this point would be a caution that involves him. Just like last week, remember. Remember last week between Rusty Wallace and Martin Truex Jr. Those two were dominating the last portion of the race. The only thing that prevented them from that win was a wreck between Carl Edwards and Tony Stewart. But is Labonte going to be lucky enough to steal this win? Well, not exactly steal, but is he going to be lucky enough to not get wrecked here? Now Labonte, he's going to have 5 laps to go. 5 more laps. All he has to do is just cruise around and not get involved in any wrecks. Kyle Busch, he's laps down. He's 1 lap down. now. Here we are on the final lap. Labonte, having had the fastest car all day, threatened by Dale Earnhardt and Kevin Harvick. He's gonna come around turn 4 for the final time. Here they are on the front stretch one last time. Bobby Labonte is gonna win the World 120. Kenseth, second place. After a strong run, Kevin Harvick makes his way back up to third. Biffle, fourth. Carl Edwards, fifth. Jimmy Johnson, sixth. Ryan Newman in seventh. Jeff Gordon, eighth. Chase Elliott, ninth. And Brad Keselowski, who won last week, finishes it out with a top 10. 10th place for him. Christopher Bell, 11th. Mark Martin, 12th. Tyler Reddick, 13th. Bill Elliott, 14th. Ryan Blaney, 15th. Dale Jr., 16th. Dale Earnhardt, after challenging early for the win, after he was put in the wall, that car just sadly didn't seem to be the same. 17th for him. Sterling Marlin, 18th. Michael Waltrip walks away with a 19th place finish. Clint Bowyer, 20th. And that rounds out the top 20 who will make points here. And unfortunately, Jamie McMurray, Casey Kane, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Tony Stewart, Rusty Wallace, Richard Petty, Terry Labonte, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Carson Hocevar, Kyle Larson, and Kurt Busch will all walk away without points here at the World 120. Very disappointing race for that 77. But it's going to be a very good night for that 18 crew. Anyway, I would like to thank you all for watching and enjoying this race. So I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you guys on Friday for the next race, which I believe is in Martinsville for the Goodyear 25. So I hope you guys have a good day. See you guys next time.